Hey, what's up, guys? Back again, and I got something that I think is super cool. It's a mail day video. I got in front of me. I got some autographed jerseys. All of them came in the mail. Most of them more recently. So yeah, all right. So as some of you might know, I'm a huge Gary Sheffield fan. Gary Sheffield and Kevin Brown, the pitcher Kevin Brown, not the other guy. I think he was like a utility man or something like that. Played the infield, whatever. But Gary Sheffield and Kevin Brown, the pitcher. But I can't really find any autographed Kevin Brown stuff. I've seen some cards, but they weren't like authenticated. They were like more of some guy went in person, saw Kevin Brown, he hand signed it, and that's all you got. Kevin Brown's autograph. It's a very basic and simple autograph, and it can be copied pretty easily. So I've never pulled the trigger on an autograph Kevin Brown, because, like I said, there's nothing I've found that was that had like some sort of, like make me feel good inside, like certificate, the certificate of authenticity. Anyway, but I've been able to find a ton of Gary Sheffield stuff that is autographed. Gary Sheffield was a great baseball player, a great power hitter, and a pretty popular player in the 90s and early 2000s. Maybe not the most popular, but he was a popular player. In my circle of friends, when we would talk about baseball, nobody would ever mention the name Gary Sheffield. I was mostly, for the most part, I was the one that was usually... I was the Gary Sheffield fan. Everybody else was like Ken Griffey Jr., Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa, Alex Rodriguez, Rafael Palmeiro. I mean, I'm talking, like, I grew up, I'm in my 30s, so I grew up in like the 90s, the 80s, 90s, and a little bit of the early 2000s. I think I was, what was I, 17 years old in 2000? So anyway. But, huge Gary Sheffield fan. Now, the jersey I got in front of me, this is a Chef authenticated New York Yankees jersey. And I bought this jersey. This is the one that I've had the longest. I bought this jersey probably in 2008, right when I got back from Iraq. For some of you that don't know, I'm currently in the Army. I'm a recruiter. But prior to being a recruiter, I was an infantryman, and I was stationed in Iraq in 2007, or I was deployed to Iraq in 2007, 2008. And when I got back, I bought a couple of Gary Sheffield autographed baseball bats, baseball, and this Yankees jersey. Now, the next jersey I have is the Florida Marlins Gary Sheffield jersey. So this is like the latest. Not the latest. This is probably like the first. I mean, Chef played for the Brewers and the Padres, but you're not going to find any merchandise, or it would be probably super rare to find anything that would be autographed from Sheffield in his Padres and Brewers days, because I want to say he didn't like playing for the Brewers, and I believe he enjoyed playing for the Padres, but they ended up trading him to the Marlins. So and that's where he kind of started off, becoming this dominant power hitter, I would say, in the mid-90s with the Florida Marlins. So I picked this up. It's the pullover jersey. It's not a button-down. And I wait for the right deal, because I'm not trying to go broke buying these jerseys, because some of the more nicer ones, I mean, it's autographed. I mean, it's JSA authenticated, and that is Gary Sheffield's autograph. I have the authentication card in a bag, and I display them with both. I'm actually trying to purchase individual display cases for each one of these, and that's going to be a little pricey. But yeah, so I think I ended up picking this up for like $50. I ended up bidding on it. I won it on eBay. All of them I bought on eBay. And I want to say, I don't remember, I think the Yankees was buy it now for probably somewhere around $100, and I think I paid exactly that price, somewhere around that price. I saw a handful of these. I saw the button-down version, and those are pretty. I would say they're fair. They're reasonable. I want to say like anywhere between 149 and maybe 179, 189 maybe, and they're really nice looking, and they're either JSA or even PSA authenticated. But I think I want to say I paid like 50 something bucks for this, and I'm just as happy. I mean, no one's going to see the front of the jersey. No one's going to know. No one, for the most part, will know that this is a pullover. I mean, I will, and that's going to be unfortunate, but I'll try to get over it. See? It's just a pullover version. All right, so the next one is Gary Sheffield, Los Angeles Dodgers. This was the team that he was traded to after the Marlins won the World Series in 1997. He became a part of the Dodgers. Kevin Brown went to the Padres. Kevin Brown went to the World Series the following year with the Padres in 98. They got swept by the Yankees, though. Kevin Brown's playoffs were pretty terrible that year. The season, absolutely amazing. Kevin Brown was like pretty much impossible to hit. He was like lights out. During the playoffs, he was terrible. Well, the playoffs, I think he was fine. The World Series, he was absolutely terrible. And he played 2 games. Anyway, so Sheffield went to the Dodgers. This is the button-down version. JSA authenticated with the matching authentication card. Right there. And that's a Gary Sheffield autograph. So, yeah. The next one, and this is one that I want to say this is the one that's usually the more expensive one, is for whatever reason, is the Atlanta Braves Gary Sheffield jersey autographed. So I think I've only the ones that I've seen, the ones that I've even been remotely interested in buying were over $100, like $140, $150, $160, $170, $180. Pretty much the same thing with the Marlins ones, for the nice Marlins one. But this one is inscripted, 509 home runs, JSA authentication, and inscripted. I paid $75 for it. I'm actually slightly disappointed because this is the best deal I can find. I've been waiting. I've been trying to piece this together for probably the last couple of months, trying to wait and find the best deals. And that's the best deal I could find. But I'm actually a little disappointed because, I mean, the jersey is actually really, really nice, buttoned down. The stitching's really nice. But if you look close enough, you can tell there are some marks here. It appears to be like some sort of glue. Like this jersey was probably on top of another jersey that, I don't know, maybe they were gluing on the number or the lettering, because you can kind of make out like an S, an H, and an E, kind of part of an F right down here. Just kind of, it's barely noticeable. I haven't left any feedback. I think I'm just gonna keep it, bite the bullet, and keep it because I did pay $75. It doesn't show through to the other side on the inside or on this side, and no one will ever see the front except for me, because like I said, it's going to be in a display case. Other than that, it's absolutely a great looking jersey. Now, this jersey, there's a little bit of controversy behind this one. This was Gary Sheffield's last team, 2009. He was cut by the Detroit Tigers. I'm going to get into the Detroit Tigers in a minute too. But in 2009, Gary Sheffield was cut by the Detroit Tigers, and he signed with the New York Mets for the veteran minimum. I don't remember what it was at that time. I want to say it was a few $100,000. Maybe, I don't know. I don't remember what it was in 2009, but I remember I heard it. I heard the number, and I want to say it was like $350,000, maybe even a little bit more than that. But Gary Sheffield was due almost $14 million from the Detroit Tigers. Baseball salaries are pretty much guaranteed. And so even though the Detroit Tigers cut Gary Sheffield, he was able to sign with a league minimum with the Mets, which I think was pretty much the only team that showed really any interest in Gary Sheffield, because, I mean, at this point, Gary Sheffield's in his late 30s. He's been injured a few times. He's having some issues with his wrist. And yeah, that was pretty much the deal with Gary Sheffield in 2009. And I remember he was even injured, or was it 2008? 2008, 2009, I forget. It was like... Anyway, but I remember him being injured right before he got traded. That last season with the Tigers, I remember him being injured a lot. I remember him even being injured with the Mets. Wrist issues. But anyway, so the controversy behind this jersey is I bought it from... there's like a bar and grill in Florida. I forget the name of it. I could look it up, but it doesn't even matter. And they also have like a memorabilia shop at each one of their bars and grills and at every one of their locations. But then they sell a lot of the stuff on eBay. And they sold this jersey. It's in the description. It said Gary Sheffield, New York Mets, autographed, inscripted 509 home runs, New York Mets jersey. So it's Gary Sheffield. That's how it looked right here, just like that. And then right here it said 509 home runs. So if you go into the item description, if you scroll down to item description and click on it, so what I do is when I'm like looking to buy things on eBay, I read the description, I look at the pictures, and then I go down to the person who's selling it. I want to see how many reviews they have, basically, what their rating is, and I base it off of that. I would say if their rating is 99 or higher, I might take a chance at a 98. I have before, and I've done fine, but I mean, anything lower than a 98, I would say, stay away. These guys are like 99.7%, these people. So when I got in the item description, it states basically like their shipping policy, and then there's like a description of like all Gary Sheffield's stats, like what he was known for: 509 home runs. I think it might even said career batting average of like, I want to say it's like 298. How many All-Star games he's been to, how many World Series he's won, how many batting titles, and so on and so forth. And then it lists item that is shipped might not be identical to the item you receive, or the item pictured might not be identical to the item you receive, but it will be exact item in description. Some weird nonsense. So the picture they use is like a stock photo of just some picture of a Mets jersey, the Gary Sheffield Mets jersey that they take a picture of, and they might have a bunch of them lying around. And it said that the autograph might be in a different location, the inscription might be in a different location, might be a different inscription than the one provided in the picture, and that's all it said. It didn't say anything about you will not get the inscripted jersey that you are bidding on. So anyway, they sent me this jersey. So I sent a couple of emails basically responding to like, well, why doesn't it say 509 home runs like the picture showed and the item description explained? And all they said was, if you're not happy, return it. And I think I paid like $50 for it. So, I mean, I was happy. I'm happy. But I'm just disappointed with their like kind of shady practice of taking these stock photos, which I understand cuts time and it's maybe beneficial for them. But in the item description, it said Gary Sheffield. You are bidding on a Gary Sheffield 509 home run inscribed New York Mets jersey, authenticated by PSA. You can clearly see that's a JSA authentication. It didn't say anything about JSA in the item description, in the title and the item description. It didn't say nothing about JSA. It only said PSA authenticated. But they just, in the second email was like, well, and I was going over like the other details, like, well, what about the JSA authentication? Like, I mean, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, and they just basically said again, if you're not happy, return it. So I was happy. I paid $50. I would have paid $50 for this jersey without it being inscribed. Obviously, I kept the jersey, and I gave them a neutral because I'm keeping the jersey, and I should have gave them negative, but I gave them, even though that they offered me a refund, but now I got to go through the hassle of shipping it back to you when you guys are being some douches. You could come up with just a better explanation than like, if you're not happy, just return it. Or maybe sweeten the pot a little bit. I don't know. Anyway, you guys don't know the other side of the story, but I'm not fibbing here. But I was happy. I just gave him neutral feedback where it was just basically item was not as described per title and item description. Offered me refund, and that's all it said. I didn't say don't ever shop here, don't buy nothing from these people, blah blah, and they banned me. I went on to like because I watch a lot of their Gary Sheffield items. They have some nice Atlanta Braves jerseys, Florida Marlins, both versions of the Florida Marlins, both versions of the Atlanta Braves, and that's it. Those are the only other jerseys I was interested in at the time, was the Florida Marlins and the Atlanta Braves. And they wanted top dollar for them. They wanted like $189, up in that range. And I was watching them, because maybe they'll drop the price, maybe I'll just pull the trigger because I'm tired of waiting. And they banned me. I cannot buy anything from their eBay store under my eBay name, but whatevs. So that's it, guys. That's my Gary Sheffield jersey collection. Oh yeah, I guess going into about the Detroit Tigers. There's only 2 Detroit Tigers. I've been looking. I look every single day. There's 2 Detroit Tigers jerseys signed by Gary Sheffield on eBay right now. One guy wants $109, the other guy wants $99. And both of them are best offers. So I offered them what I thought would be a fair offer. Each one of them I offered. Well, there's one of them where Gary Sheffield's number, he was number 3 in Detroit, and so it's autographed above. Like if this was the number 3 right here, pretend that this 0 is a 3, it's autographed right here, outside of the lettering, right there. I don't want that. I want it autographed on the number, or and the other one is autographed on the number. They're both authenticated. They both come with all the authentication that you would need. The one that is autographed on the number, the pictures that the guy put up aren't the greatest pictures of something that you'd want to sell in a timely manner on any platform. So I had to ask him for more pictures, and he did. He sent me more pictures. And because I just wanted to make sure, I wanted to see Gary Sheffield's signature, because I've seen some pretty shady looking Sheffield signatures online. And I would say Gary Sheffield's signature would be a more of a difficult one to reproduce successfully. So I think I would notice if it was a weird-looking Gary Sheffield signature. And I just wanted to make sure it was authenticated. I think that dude might even have the Chef authentication. Chef has his own little hologram sticker. It says Chef. It's got a little serial number in it. That's what my Yankees one? Chef? Yeah, so it's Chef authenticated, and then it has an ASI. Anyway, so yeah, so I offered both of those guys, I want to say anywhere between $60 and $65 a piece, which is more than what I paid for the Marlins jersey. This Dodgers jersey, I want to say I paid like $51, and the Mets jersey I paid like $50 something. And I'm offering this guy $65, which I thought was fair for a Gary Sheffield Detroit Tigers jersey. Both of them declined. I offered the guy that has the one I want with the autograph in the number. That dude countered back with he wanted $99. I think he countered back with $95 or $85. It was $85. And then the other guy, I'm like, all right, let me shoot this guy an offer. I think I offered that guy maybe $55 or $60, only because of the Sheffield signature, not where I'd want it to be. And that guy countered back with $95. So those are the only 2 Sheffield autographed jerseys from the Detroit Tigers that I've found on eBay. I check every day. Anyway, guys, this is my little Gary Sheffield autograph collection. I'm still waiting to find the Detroit Tigers one, and I'm probably never going to see the Milwaukee Brewers or the San Diego Padres Gary Sheffield jerseys unless I met Gary Sheffield myself and he had a couple of them lying around that he was willing to give to me and sign. which I absolutely doubt, because I would imagine Gary Sheffield has better things to do than meet me. But yeah, I got a couple of bats. I left them at work in a display case, and same thing with my Gary Sheffield autographed baseball. Now that auto is like the perfect Gary Sheffield auto. I wish I could show you guys the ball, but it is absolutely pristine. Not the ball, just the autograph is so clean. And yeah. So anyway, that's just my little Gary Sheffield thing. Let me know what you think. Like, subscribe. A lot of people that are probably watching my videos aren't interested in baseball or Gary Sheffield, but maybe there's a few out there that are. I just wanted to kind of show what I've been doing baseball-wise and collecting. But anyway, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. See you on the next video.